The four-cycle engine, one of the hardest working machines on the planet. Reliable, diverse, useful power in a compact package. Carefully designed and precisely manufactured to exacting tolerances, the Briggs & Stratton four-cycle engine leads the world in production and quality. In overhead valve engines, the valves are positioned above the piston. The camshaft moves the valves through a tappet, push rod, and rocker arm. Overhead valve engines provide more efficient combustion by allowing the air-fuel mixture to spread more evenly throughout the combustion chamber. Now let's take a look at each of the four strokes and the components of their operation. Four elements are required in an internal combustion engine to allow it to run. Those elements are air, fuel, compression, and spark. Air and fuel enter the engine through the carburetor. It's the job of the carburetor to supply a mixture of air and fuel that will allow proper combustion. During the intake stroke, the intake valve between the carburetor and combustion chamber opens. This allows atmospheric pressure to force the air-fuel mixture into the cylinder bore as the piston moves downward. Just after the piston reaches the bottom of its travel, or bottom dead center, the cylinder bore contains as much air-fuel mixture as possible. The intake valve closes and the advancing piston returns back up the cylinder bore. This is the compression stroke. The air-fuel mixture is compressed between the piston and cylinder head. When the piston reaches the top of its travel, called top dead center, the air-fuel mixture will be at its optimum ignitability point. A very high voltage is created in the ignition coil. The spark plug enables this high voltage to be discharged into the combustion chamber. The heat created by the spark ignites the gases, creating rapidly expanding superheated gases, forcing the piston down the cylinder bore during the power stroke. When the piston reaches bottom dead center again, the exhaust valve opens. As the piston travels back up the cylinder bore, it forces the spent combustion gases through the exhaust valve and out of the exhaust system. As the piston returns to top dead center, the exhaust valve closes, the intake valve opens, and the four cycles repeat. Every repetition of all four cycles requires 2 full rotations of the crankshaft, and yet the engine creates power during just one of the 4 strokes. It's the flywheel that keeps the engine turning throughout the 4 cycles. Momentum from the power stroke is transferred to the flywheel during the power stroke. This inertia keeps the crankshaft turning during the exhaust, intake, and compression strokes.